What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with another review for Life After Lockup, Season 4, Episode 42, I believe, you guys. The episode was titled Fresh Out Glow, you guys. So before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and aren't subscribed yet, then do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on those post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, you guys, without further ado, let's discuss Life After Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys, so you guys are aware that we are going to be going live later this afternoon to talk about this episode once again, but in the live format, you guys. Also, you guys, I still have some other reviews to get out, so I'm not gonna do Sisters in the Oval this week. I'm not gonna do it this week because I just don't feel like it. We'll be back next week with those reviews. This week's episodes of both shows were horrible. I didn't care for either one of them, so we'll be back next week, right? Hot topics. So tonight I got to work on Real Housewives of Miami. Hot Topics will be up as well, and Love and Marriage DC and Bel Air. So those 4 reviews, you can see those. You will be seeing those between late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. But Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. Let's talk about it, shall we? So we're gonna open up with Lindsay and Blaine, you guys. This scene right here was set up. It wasn't Lindsay didn't really walk home, right? Because I looked at it, I noticed, I'm like, wow, so they live on a country road, but they were in the city. And if you guys know anything about countries and city, like my hometown where my family originated from is called Jacksonville, Texas, right? But my family's from this little small town, Larissa. And when you go into town, it's quite a distance from my grandmother's house, right? So yeah, ain't no way in hell Lindsay walked home, especially with her shoes off. Girl, bye. So she was on the phone with her friend, and the reason why I knew that this was staged is because the camera crew was walking in front of her. So you mean to tell me that somebody with a camera walked home with Lindsay? Get the fuck out of here, right? So Lindsay was on the phone with her friend, telling her friend about the situation that happened with she and Blaine at the lawyer's office, right? So she finally makes it home, and I told you guys last week when we looked at that house, they're trying to renovate that house. I was like, y'all should have just bought something new. That house looks like it needs to be demolished and condemned. Absolutely not, right? So Blaine tells Lindsay the reason that he didn't tell her about his court case or whatever is because he didn't want to put any added stress on her. So then later in the episode, the attorney with the mullet called Blaine and told Blaine that, he's able to get Blaine house arrest, right? But Blaine will be on house arrest for 3 years. Baby, throw me in prison. The fuck? House arrest for 3 years. So that means you can't leave the house without permission. You're probably gonna have an ankle monitor. You're gonna have an ankle monitor on. You can't leave the state of Mississippi. Baby, put me in prison. Put me in prison, put me in a box, put me somewhere. But I don't want to be confined to my home. And then they got to come out and do a home inspection. And then on top of that, whoever he's staying with has to basically agree to that. No. So that means you're going to be sitting on my couch all day, every day. Absolutely not. Can this motherfucker go to work? Because if he can't go to work, he can't stay in my house. I'm so sorry. No. So then he asks the attorney, do I still have to pay you the $15,000? He said, well, I'll work out a deal with you on that one. What's the deal, sir? Because you never said what the deal was. So he said, well, is this something that you need to talk over with Lindsay? And I think he doesn't want to tell Lindsay right away. And I was like, even his friend that was with him was like, Lindsay has a temper. You might want to tell Lindsay. Yeah, I don't really care. But let's pause here and move forward. You guys, let's talk about the couple that I care about the least, Sean and Sarah, the deadbeat and the murderer. So you guys remember last week's episode, Sarah is going to be meeting up with her daughter's father, her oldest daughter, right? She's meeting up with her father. Well, she goes to a coffee shop And when she sits down at the coffee shop, he wasn't there, right? So then his sister came in, and his sister told her that, he had checked himself into rehab. So he called Sarah on the phone, and, Sarah said, so did you voluntarily check into rehab, or was it mandated? He says, no, he checked himself into it, right? But then he's also talking about the fact that he saw that she got married. He saw that she got married. He's jealous of Sean. Sir, you ain't got nothing to be jealous of. You actually look a hell of a lot better than Sean. You seem like you want to be in your daughter's life as of right now. So you ain't got nothing to be jealous of Sean. Sean is a deadbeat with 8 kids, right? Yeah, you ain't got nothing to be jealous of, sir. And I don't think that I agree with him. I don't see Sarah and Sean lasting. Don't care if Sarah and Sean last, honest to God. But he still has feelings for Sarah. I'm like, give it about maybe, 2 or 3 years, right? I feel like she'll be divorced from Sean because, Sarah didn't heed Kelly's warnings about marrying him. And I don't feel bad for her. I've never felt bad for her. And then at the end of the episode, when the little helper had the audacity to say, I'm not Kelly. You know what, girl? I'm gonna leave your murdering ass alone for a little. No, I'm not. You look. I was about to call her out her name. You. What can I say nice about her? You're right. You're not Kelly. You not Kelly. Kelly didn't kill anybody. So there's a big difference between you and Kelly. Kelly didn't go to prison for manslaughter, but you did. So yeah, you're right. You're definitely not Kelly. Kelly is a saint and an angel compared to your raggedy ass. So yeah, shut up. You wish you were Kelly. Baby, I'ma always defend Kelly when it comes to Sean, Sarah, or that bit Destiny, right? I didn't say bitch, you guys, I said bit. I'ma always defend Kelly when it comes to any one of y'all raggedy asses, because ain't none of y'all got nothing on Kelly. Yes, Kelly was with Sean for 16 years, and I don't know why. Sean must have magical penis, because other than that, I don't see it, right? So she eventually went home, right? And once again, I will say, Sarah, Kelly forewarned you about Sean, who he was. And now what she's saying is coming into fruition, and you're starting to see that Sean ain't S-H-I-T. What do you want me to do? Feel sorry for you? Polly want a cracker? Girl, go to hell. Let's pause here and move over to the next couple. You guys, let's talk about Eris and Cameron. So I still have the same feelings about Eris and Cameron that I had in Love After Lockup. Do I think Cameron's a bad guy? No. Do I think he's the best fit to be her husband and a stepfather to her child? Absolutely not. And I'm going to tell you, I'm telling you guys why. So if he or his family are watching, I don't think he's a bad guy. I just don't think that he is at that level in his life where he's ready for this commitment, right? Because let's just think about it. When he got out of prison, he went to the halfway house. He got thrown back in jail because he got drunk. When you went to the house, to the party that your family threw for you, you got so blacked out drunk that you didn't remember what happened the next day. That's not a good thing to, especially when you have a young child under the roof, right? So, and then remember, he was in the interview asking the producers, did he beat anybody up? That's not somebody that I would just want around my kid. If you get to that point of getting drunk that you don't know what you did the night before, I don't want you around my child. I just think that that's a red flag. But Eris decided to marry him, right? So Cameron is down in Florida. They went to the house. He was talking about how hot it was in the house, right? And she says, yeah, I got to get somebody to come out here and fix the air. And then he said, oh, I can take care of it. And I was thinking to myself, how? Inquiring minds wants to know, how are you going to take care of air conditioner repairs and you don't have a job? Where is the money coming from? And I don't care if you say it's legal, I want to see it. I want to see it how it's legal, because if you're not going to mix me and my daughter up in any kind of illegalities, Absolutely not, right? And then he says in his interview that he's not going to tell her how he got the money. That's a red flag to me. Like, I don't care if he's saying, I don't care how you get your money, right? As long as you got it the legal way, we cool, right? You could have an OnlyFans page. You could do YouTube. You could do anything as long as it is legal, how you got that money, and it didn't come from drugs or whatever, baby, we're fine. But if you don't want to, like, if you feel like I'm going to judge you if it came from sex work or whatever, say, say, hey, it came from me doing X, Y, Z. It's legal. We fine. I don't like it, but we're fine. Yeah, I just, no. Nope. So she tells him she wants him to get a job and help her with Lena. I just don't think this is a good idea. So he has something romantic set up for them, right? So they go to wherever he has this set up, right? And her dad calls, and her dad tells her that he found out that she got married on social media. Now, Eris, girl, that's terrible. That you didn't. I get why you didn't tell your dad, because you were worried about how your dad would react, right? But damn, even after you got married, you didn't tell him, like, hey, daddy, I'm married now. I would feel a type of way that you got married and I didn't know. And then I found out from social media, I would feel a type of way, right? And he felt like, I feel like her dad feels like she could do better. And you guys remember, Eris's dad was in prison, so I think her dad just is worried about her because he knows how men are in prison. They get these women and sometimes they play them. Am I saying that that's what Cameron is doing? No. Like I just said earlier, when it comes to Cameron, I don't think he's a bad guy. I just don't think, emotionally, I don't think the maturity level is there. I forget how long Cameron has been locked up, but I think Cameron is still at the same age that he was when he got locked up, right? Because Cameron has grown up in jail. He's lived by the rules of the prison system. So it is what it is, right? So Eris told Cameron, and Cameron's like, he's going to do the best to be the man she needs, and that she's a grown woman. I agree with him on that she's a grown woman. She can make her own decisions, right? But at the same time, I just really wondered, like, how much consideration did you take into it that you have a young daughter? I mean, there are so many, and again, I want to preference this and say, I don't think Cameron's a bad guy, but you have the same thing that can happen with a young girl can happen with a young boy, right? I just feel like Eris should have dated Cameron a little bit longer outside of prison before getting married to him, before introducing your daughter to him. Now, granted, in this episode, she did say that her daughter was staying with her mother, and I'm happy about that, right? But she said she's staying with them because her and Cameron got some making up to do. I was like, oh, okay. So we see Cameron has this romantic dinner set up on the beach as they watch the sunset. And I was looking at all that food, that steak, and I'm like, this costs a lot of money. I feel like maybe he had to. Cameron absolutely had to have worked with production to set this up, because there is no way that Cameron did this and he just got to Florida. When the hell did he have time to prepare this? No shade, I'm just asking the question. That had to be a production setup, because I just don't believe that. But let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Next up, you guys, let's get Amber and Puppy out of the way. I don't understand why they're back. And again, you guys know I love Puppy, but I don't understand why they're back. So you guys remember in last week's episode that Amber was so upset with TC because TC said on camera that she told him that Puppy and Eric were selling drugs. And remember, she flipped out on him. And I don't know if I mentioned this in my live or if I mentioned this in my video last week. But Amber, you got an abortion because you said your liver was compromised, right? But I thought about it. Why were you at the bar drinking if you got a compromised liver? That was a bit of a contradiction, my love. No shade to you, but that was a contradiction. So Amber apologizes to TC because Amber did tell TC that she believed at one point that Puppy and Eric were selling and using drugs. I was like, wow, so you think that low of your friend? Ooh, okay. I mean, I guess. So TC talked about his dad, how his dad got on drugs and he was in a trap house. Sir, you can't place what your dad did on everyone else. I'm just gonna tell you that right here, right now. So we see Eric and Puppy. I'm gonna point something out to you guys, and I'm gonna try to take a screenshot of it so that way in the live I'll have it, but I'm probably gonna forget. So Puppy said that Eric's divorce is finalized, right? But I want y'all to go back to that episode, go back to the scene and when she said that, right? So he's looking at bills, right? He's talking about the taxes are due on the house. With the divorce, he owes, they owe the lawyer. But I want y'all to go back and look at that scene. Look at his ring finger. He has a whole ass wedding ring on his finger. He and Puppy ain't married, so why he still got that ring on? Puppy, I've told you many of times, I don't think he just wants you like that, right? I really don't. So Puppy and him are in a mountain of debt, right? And she wants to help him get out of the debt. He feels like as the man, he's the provider. He did for his wife, so he's going to do for her. Puppy and Amber, I just don't, I don't want to see struggle on my, I don't want to see a struggle story. The storyline for both of them is struggling. Struggle, and I ain't here for the struggle. But that's really all I got for them. Let's pause here and move on to the next couple. All right, you guys, so before we get to the last couple of the review, let's talk about Taylor and Chance real quick. I have so many things to say about Taylor and Chance, and I'm gonna hope and pray that Chance does not find my video because I don't want to argue with that man in my live or in my comments because it's just not gonna happen whatsoever. So we see Taylor and she's out shopping for the baby. And when I looked at Taylor, I'm like, girl, you look like you almost do, right? And she says she is. I was like, oh, no shit, sure. Like I thought so, right? So then she was talking about so she's shopping for clothes for the baby. Now, when I was looking at that store, I'm like, either that's a thrift store or that's Marshall's, or no, it's either that's sort of like either Marshall's or a thrift store. But I say all that to say, she's talking about the fact that she can't afford these clothes. I was like, huh? Taylor, you give dense and dumb. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but you just give very dense and very dumb. Because you can't afford anything for your baby that is almost here. That's a problem. And the biggest problem is you've allowed for Chance to come into your life. I don't know what your life was financially before Chance, but I know what your life is now that you have Chance in it. Your life is financially fucked up, right? This man is out here buying frivolous things, thinking he's jack of all trades, but master of none. Because even with Chance, he's talking about how he's in debt because of the truck and all this other stuff. Sir, we said that last season that you were going to be in debt, but you were in people's comments arguing that you knew what you were doing. Obviously, you didn't. So her friend that is with her feels like Chance is full of shit. And I was like, amen, sister, amen. So then we see Chance. So Chance went and bought a damn power washer. A power washer. So you're going to pressure wash people's driveways. That doesn't, now from, I don't know how much that costs, how much people pay to get that kind of stuff done. Most people will do what you did that can afford it. Buy one and take care of their own driveways and houses. Sometimes people outsource things, right? But Chance, here's the thing. You do know when it comes to things like this, you have to build a reputation. People aren't going to pay you just because you say you did your driveway, your neighbor's driveway, your best friend's driveway. People want to see reviews. Like, people want to see that, oh, he comes on time, he does this, he does that, they want to see the paperwork, the paper trail showing what you've done. I'm not gonna hire somebody that just started a business yesterday. You have no proof of concept. You don't have any clientele. So I don't have anything to judge you on. And when I say judge, I mean I don't have anything to go off of to say that you don't just take people's money and do a half-ass job. Okay, Chance, sir, if that's what you want to do, go off, right? So then his son called. So we just found out in this episode that Chance has a son that he hasn't saw in 18 years. He says the mom took him away from him. Well, sir, if you were on drugs and in and out of in prison, I wouldn't want you around my kid either. So I don't blame the mother. So he wants his son to come out, right? Now, did he not? I don't know if he heard his son say that he was hustling. So when that boy said he was hustling, I took that to mean that boy don't have money like that. So Chance tells him to come out there. He said, I can't afford to come out there. So then Chance says he's going to buy him a plane ticket. With what money? With what money, sir? Because you're struggling. You can't even pay a water bill or your credit card bills. You robbing Peter to pay Paul. But okay. It ain't got nothing to do with me. So then Taylor, she sees him with the pressure washer. And this fool told her he spent $400 on it. I was like, wow. You spent $400 on something that you don't know if you're going to get any business from it. That's stupid. Dumb as fuck. And even Taylor said it was dumb. Talking about he can make $500 here, $200 there, that's $700. I'm going to take a line from Sheryl Lee Ralph's character in Sister Act 2. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas don't pay the bills. Like, the fuck? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have made $200. I could have made $200. I would have made $200 if, like, shoulda, coulda, wouldas don't pay the bill. Let's keep that a buck. Girl, I'm Taylor. Do yourself a favor and don't marry that man. Because, like I told you last week, you ain't going to do shit but take on his debt. And then you have debt too. Because you ain't paid your credit card bills. And girl, I get what you said made a little bit of sense, right? Her credit score has gone down because of Chance, because she doesn't pay her credit card bills because she has a little money, but she's gonna do things that make sense to her. She's gonna pay for her utilities and her kids to have somewhere to stay before she pays their credit card. And I'm all in agreement with that, right? But you gotta get rid of the man that is bringing you down. It's just the smartest thing. But that's really all I got for Taylor and Chance, you guys. Let's pause here and wrap up the episode with Monique and Derek. All right, you guys. So Monique and Derek. If delusional, desperate, pathetic, ridiculous, insecure, whatever other words you want to come up with was a person and it was in a dictionary, you would see Monique's face right beside it. Because she's so gullible, dense, and dumb. So she doesn't want to have sex. So she and Derek didn't have sex the night before, right? And she said she didn't want to have sex with Derek. This is one of the smartest things that Monique said that I've heard. She didn't want to have sex with Derek because she doesn't know who Derek has slept with and what they have. Smart decision. And she doesn't want to sleep with Derek until he gets tested. Smart/dumb decision. I wouldn't want to sleep with Derek, period. You cheated on me. No. So Derek went and got her some stuff, got her a bagel, some coffee, I guess, and got her a pregnancy test. Monique got her feelings about the pregnancy test, and I was like, why? You said you may be pregnant. So the only way to find out is to take a pregnancy test. Now, mind you, Derek bought a cheap ass pregnancy test, so that thing could be inconclusive, but neither here nor there, right? So then he told her that the girl that he cheated on her with also said that she was pregnant, may have been pregnant, but she wasn't pregnant. Monique really was playing semantics at that point. Like she said, I said I might be pregnant. I didn't say I was. Might be pregnant. That means the same thing. I think I'm pregnant. I need to take a pregnancy test. Monique is on my god dang nerves, right? But turns out Monique isn't pregnant, right? So, Derek. I think I'm right about Derek. I don't think Derek likes Monique at all. He likes what Monique can do for him, right? So he tells us, I think he slept with at least 10 women, or he slept with 10 women since she went back to Chicago. Dumbass. So then we see her as she met up with her sisters, right? So her sisters were asking her basically what happened with Derek, and they finally put two and two together. Like they were like, so you didn't say anything to him about him cheating on you? Absolutely not. Monique is gonna be her gullible, delusional self. And naive. Even her sister said she's naive. So Derek came to the table and they want to know what happened, right? So, Derek is talking about how she disrespected him. Now, she did disrespect him because she called him a bitch quite a few times, but her calling you a bitch doesn't justify you going and sleeping with another woman. So then he said that he told her after he got out of jail that he was talking to other girls. She said he didn't because she said she counted his phone minutes. This is where Monique always loses me. Like, you do all this dumb shit behind a man. Girl, go get therapy. Go get therapy, because why do you have to do all this behind a man? If you don't trust this dude, let him go be with whomever. So stupid. So they asked him, Derek, what is his intentions with their sister? To use her for everything that she got. The fuck. So Derek says he wants to be done with all the little side chicks. She said side chicks? Yeah, plural. Sir, we know what plural means because you said chicks. So we definitely know that it's plural. So he then tells them that he's having a party at his sister's house. He wants them all to come. I'm in agreement with all three of them. What the fuck we coming to that party for? Did they invite us? He said no. Then why am I finna show up to somebody's house uninvited? Absolutely not, right? So Monique and her sisters, they talked, right? I want to point something out, right? So they're talking about the fact that Derek's sister started with Monique first, right? That's not entirely true. Like, if you guys go back to when we first met them at that prison release, Derek's sisters didn't start with Monique. Monique, you and your sister actually started this shit, right? You didn't want to go speak to his sisters, and I'm okay with you not want to go speak to them, right? But then your sister Calandria went over there and had a little bit of an attitude with them, asking them why did they show up. That is their brother. If they want to be there for their brother, they can do that, right? So, and you guys know what I've said it before last week, and I'll continuously say it. These families play off of the fact that they're the most talked about couple family they're all the most talked about, right? And they're all obsessed with it. They're looking for, they love the fame that they're getting from this show. They are obsessed with each other, right? The sisters are obsessed with Monique's sisters and her, and Monique and her sisters are obsessed with Derek and his sisters. Like, y'all talk about each other. For damn sure, Monique talk about Derek's sisters all the time. So it's y'all are all getting something out of this. Camera time. So Derek left the table at one point, right? Now I don't know why they played this up like he was flirting with the woman at the like you see him sitting at the bar. I think he was talking to the bartender, and I think he was. Absolutely. I think he actually was talking to the bartender because he said he'll come back there because the food was good. So I don't know why they were playing it like he was flirting with her, but I think he was just talking to the bartender. Now, what threw me was the fact that Derek pulled out 3 goddamn phones. I was like, wait a minute now, Derek. What's going on here, sir? Like, this is a lot. But that's the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, you guys.